Happy customers are some of the best marketing resources you have at your disposal. After all, who is better at selling to your future customers than your current satisfied ones? They speak with so much conviction, it's hard not to believe them. And for good reason. Customer testimonials are a ridiculously valuable way to build trust in your brand. To a potential customer, a testimonial is similar to a personal recommendation for a product or a service. So let's illustrate this. The last time you were looking to buy a product, did you talk to your friends or family for recommendations? Of course you did. You want to make sure that if you're going to commit to a product, that you're not going to make a mistake. What about when you're going to buy a house? Did you get a recommendation for a mortgage company or a title company from your real estate agent, or did you find your own? A healthy majority of people take the recommendation of the agent. Hello, testimonial. So if people naturally want to take the recommendations of others, why aren't you using them for your business? You should be. And that's exactly what we're going to cover in this week's Marketing Monday video. Just a quick little plug to remind you that if you like the content that we produce, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and even send it to a friend. So testimonials are crazy powerful. Do you pay attention to Google reviews or even Yelp reviews? Do you look at Amazon reviews before you buy a product? I don't feel it's a stretch to say that most people do. So today we're talking about how to create the most effective form of a testimonial, the testimonial video. Why video? It's said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, there's 24 frames in a second in a professional video, so that means that every second is worth 24,000 words, right? Too much math. But the purpose of a testimonial video is not the same as that of a polished commercial that features professional actors. Your potential customers want to see the sincere opinions of ordinary customers just like them to whom they can relate. Remember, this is all about minimizing risk in the decision-making process to help ease the path to the sale. So what we're going to cover in this video series is number 1, how to structure the testimonial to get the most out of it. Number 2, the camera setup options that you can use. Number 3, the editing process and a couple of hacks to make it easier. And number 4, where to put them once they're done. So let's dive right in. Structure. When you're filming a testimonial video, there are a few things that you're going to need to keep in mind to create a very impactful message. The first rule of thumb is that it's all about the story. If you can remember back to grade school English classes, a great narrative has a beginning, a conflict, and a resolution. Well, it's the same with the video testimonial process. The basic structure of the story is going to go like this. Number 1, the introduction. Number 2, the problem. Number 3, the struggle. Number 4, the solution. And number 5, the resolution. First, you're going to introduce the subject who the video is filming. This is important because if they're likable, your testimonial is going to be infinitely more effective. By introducing the subject in detail, it will build credibility for the rest of the video. So with an effective credentialing of the subject, the viewer can begin to relate. They'll be able to see themselves being in the same situation that the subject is about to talk about, the problem. The second step in the structure is introducing a problem. Talk about the background. What initially led the subject to determine they had a problem? If they're in a business, was it a lack of sales? If it's a health product, was it a lack of energy? What started the subject on their journey to change whatever was important to them to change? And just like the reason on why we introduce the subject, this part of the video will enable the viewer to relate to them. They'll say to themselves, yeah, I have that problem too. The third step of the structure is to talk about the struggle. The struggle is real. In this part of the story, we discover what they tried to do to overcome the problem before they met you. Going back to our lack of sales example, did they try to up their marketing? Did they do social media advertising? Did they try pay-per-click marketing? Did they try search engine optimization? Why did it not work? Did they try to hire an agency to help with the issue? Did they overpromise and underdeliver? Why? What were the expectations? What else did they try? This part of the story is absolutely critical to help with the persuasion process. We're starting to get into the feels right now. A great testimonial will make it seem like the subject was about to give up hope until they met you. The fourth step in the structure is the solution. How did they find you? What was the path they took to determine you were the fit for them? What were the initial impressions of you? Ultimately, what convinced them to move forward with the service or product? This step in the structure educates the viewer on what they should be looking for when they've determined that they have the exact same problem that the subject had. And just as a side note, this step is an incredible learning opportunity for you as a business to learn about your customer path to purchase. It also gives you an opportunity to learn what negatives you need to overcome in the sales process and what marketing material you need to create in order to overcome the challenges of the market. It's worth its weight in gold. Literally, you could buy gold with all the money you'll make from this section of the interview. It's the best product research that you can get. The fifth step in this structure of the story, the final step, is the resolution. So what happened after they decided to move forward with your company or product? Keeping with the lack of sales scenario that we've been using, did they all of a sudden double their closing rate? Did they double their customers that came in the door? Were they able to successfully raise their prices to drive more money for the business? What exactly did they get from you in their own words? From a psychology perspective, this is the part of the story that will make the person watching the video envious. It's the part of the story that will make that person watching say, I want to be a millionaire, or I want endless amounts of energy, or I want a six-pack. It will influence the viewer by helping them to place themselves in that situation that your customer has already been in, and it will help make it a real possibility to them. Boom! Structure covered. But a few more notes of important things to keep in mind when you're creating the testimonial. Number one, it is best to keep the testimonial video shorter. We've seen that the effective time it takes to tell a story is no more than 90 seconds to 2 minutes. After that, unless it's incredibly engaging, think like an Oprah interview, the viewer will lose interest. Number two, to get the best story possible for the testimonial video, I have found it so much easier to interview the person and lead them through the questions than it is to send them a script in advance. This will also put the subject at ease because being in front of a camera makes a lot of people nervous. Even the most charismatic people I've met sometimes lose all of their personality when the film starts rolling. So if you're going to interview them, make sure that you have a conversation with them first to break the ice. Number three, avoid yes and no questions. These questions will give you short, unusable answers. Your video editor will also hate you for it. It's important to remember that we're trying to hit people in the feels, trying to evoke an emotion that someone watching the video can relate to and get excited about for your product or service. Open-ended questions will help solve the problems. This is going to wrap up part one of this 4-part series. Part two is going to be more on the technical aspect of how to film a testimonial video. Did you find value in this video? Make sure to smash the like button and let us know. If you're really digging it, hit the subscribe button and send it to a friend. Have a question? Drop it in the comments below. Until next Monday.